Hello, hello. It's your bunny boy. Is me. I kind of promised that I was going to wear these ears up until Halloween. And I'm like, that's a really unreasonable thing that I've put on myself. So they're kind of going on and off every now and again. But there they are. There they are. So hello. What are we working on today? Today, the prompt is roof, and I am going to exert my dominance over roofs by making a gazebo. I have a feeling this isn't going to be too hard, but I've been wrong before. So, very possible that this is just going to be a disaster waiting to happen. But, what else are you here for? Love the way you make Wall Dog. Honestly, Wall Dog was a champion. Wall Dog was the champion we all needed. Okay, so let's go ahead and just dig. A fun disaster? I feel like Wall Dog wasn't a disaster. Was Wall Dog a disaster? I feel like Wall Dog came together pretty well. I did a sculpt, which is rare for me. Okay, so Gazebo. Let me throw on some music and then we'll get into it. Could it be a fantasy gazebo? I would love to hear what that means. Oh, shout out to the Transistor soundtrack, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. What is a fantasy gazebo? Because I'm not against that idea, but I don't know what that means. I'm definitely going to start with a normal gazebo. All right, what? Hello? I might be a little hyped up. I had some spicy food and I just ate sugar like moments before stream, so I might be like a little child hooked up on sugar right now, which I know everyone's stoked about. Like it has magical atmospheres, like magical looking vines hanging from the roof. Let's make a gazebo and then I'll see what I can do for you. Because I do have some ideas. I have a lot of ideas today. It should come as no surprise that I always have a bunch of ideas, but I have a bunch of ideas specifically today. And we can get kind of fantasy with it, but I don't think I'm going to do vines. Vines elude me in 3D modeling, for sure. Vines are a tough little guy to sell me on. Okay, so here's what we're up to. Already, you're like, oh yeah, perfect. You've made yourself a gazebo. Like, I'm done. I've already done it. Who needs anything more than this, right? We got a platform you can stand on. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Already done. All right, so thank you all. I will see you next time tomorrow. Bye. Okay, so we're here. The roof. The roof. Let's do the roof. One of these days, I'm going to get so confident. I'm going to get so confident at what I'm doing. That doesn't work. I'm going to get so absolutely confident that I'm going to stream for like 10 minutes and be like, we're done. And I honestly cannot wait for that day. That's going to be the coolest thing ever. I'm going to have like an explosion effect. It's going to be great. We got a Borb in chat. The Borb has arrived. I don't love this little cusp right here, but I think once we texture it, it won't matter too much. I could throw a little bit of a round on that. I think I will actually just do that. What am I musing over all of this for when I can just do it? Also, should I divide this thing in half and actually do a mirror on it? Yeah, that's going to be very time efficient. That's going to be very time efficient. Let's do that. Okay, so we got ourselves just a little bit of a rounded edge there. Oh, that looks so good. Who wants to go down to the octagon? Now, all of a sudden, I have many ideas for a wrestling league in a gazebo with insects. Anybody want a brilliant story? There it is. It's called the Octagon, and it's a bunch of insects wrestling in a gazebo. You're welcome. Okay, so fun fact, I have to do math right now. Let's do some math. I'm going to turn this by a negative. I don't care if it's negative or not. It's going to be 360 divided by 8, which is 45, and then half of that is 22.5. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful math. Blender does math. I have no clue why saving adds a menu up top, but that's just a quirk of Blender, and we all know and love it, so we're just going to stick with it. So, let's do this thing. If a bunch of insects started a wrestling league, what would you put your money on? Because immediately, first answer for me is like a beetle. I think a beetle stands a pretty good chance. Like, it'd be hard to beat a beetle. They're kind of made for wrestling. You would say a rhino beetle? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page. Like, you got Heracross from Pokemon. That boy wrestles. He's in Pokken Tournament, I think. He might not be in Pokken Tournament. Okay, let's apply rotation. Or a mantis. Mantises are scary. Ugh, you just activated some dark thoughts that I hid deep inside my brain for a while. There's some weird videos about mantises out there. Ugh. I'm getting freaked out now. I'm thinking about it too much. Okay, reset. Think about your grandma in underwear. A mantis could clip the beetle in half? That's for sure. Also, I just made a big old mistake. Yeah, I made a big mistake. Whoops. Whoops me. Let's just apply that. Let's go into here, and we're going to do some cross-sectional stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a disaster. You to you. I only have to do a few of them. I only have to do enough to make this work, I think. I think we could probably get away without these center lines, but I'm going to need them for the sake of... Ugh. What a song. What a song. Let me turn this guy up. Let me turn this boy up. Yeah, baby. Also, do I have an uneven amount? No, there's 5 each. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so looking at all of this, this is going to be a disaster. This is going to be a real disaster. What am I doing with my life? It was in this moment that he messed up real early into the whole process. Maybe a Goliath beetle? Yeah, is there anything other than a beetle or a mantis? Before we get too caught up with beetle and mantis, is there anything else? You need limited edges? I don't know what that means. You're probably right. I probably do need limited edges, but I have no clue what that means. Is a spider an option? Man, that's a... People are always like, are a spider an insect? No. Are they? Yes. I don't know. A big ant. Ants are scary. Like, we don't think much of ants because they pose no threat to us. Ants are scary. Ants, like, do work. Hey, what's up, Simo? Ants are scary. I'm gonna put that one out there. Oh, it doesn't like that. Yep. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Please don't judge me while I struggle. Oh, this will work just fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, we just did it. Done. Problem solved. I know spiders aren't bugs, but would they be allowed to join our wrestling competition? You know what? I'm the manager of this wrestling league. I'm gonna say yes, of course. Who am I to not let spiders in? Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da ba. Why do I get the feeling that you were trying to do something in a single mesh that could be done easier with a separate one? What do you mean? Simo, what are you talking about? Look at this, it's all single mesh. It's all just one piece of wood, right? I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I'm like this, man. You're right. Am I gonna take your advice? That is the question. Am I gonna take your advice? The thing is, I don't like recombining meshes, and that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be doing it the proper way. So, you know what? I will take your advice. I hate admitting when Simo's right, but when Simo's right, Simo's right. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, we're back. So, this one is easy as far as I'm concerned. We're not a cube. This is gonna get weird quick. We're gonna push you over to the space that we like. That looks about right to me. Thinking about how big this gazebo is. Yeah, I think that's great. Okay, so we're gonna use just the same math we used earlier. We're gonna move this by negative 22.5, which is literally perfect. Ooh, that's perfect. Now, we have ourselves a problem. How am I gonna do this correctly? How am I gonna do this correctly? Immediately, let's go like this. Here's the idea. I got an idea. We're gonna do this correctly. Let's throw on a mirror modifier XY. Let's set object origin to 3D cursor. X doesn't do anything? What? Why is this X? Oh, it's because we applied rotation. That's exactly what it is. Haha, okay. Boom, we got this. So somehow I have to make this work. Somehow I gotta make this work. Let's do a little GX. That actually looks pretty perfect. I'm sure there's a way to do this. Radial array, although I don't remember how to do it without hard ops. Yeah, radial arrays are very annoying. I think you're right, though. A radial array probably is the correct way to do it. Okay, Simo. Okay, Simo. You want me to do a radial array? I'll do a radial array just for you. Let's go back. Back. because I have a method for how to do this pretty easily if I can get the radial array to work. So we're going to get back to the size we like. We'll do the sizing stuff way later. I'm going to go ahead and add a curve circle. Boom. GZ that on up. Hello, where did he go? Oh, I edited him. My bad. Oh, I turned him into a mesh. How did I do that? For a radial array, you need an empty, probably. I'm going to fit to curve is what I'm going to be doing. Although, what you're saying probably makes a lot more sense. Your thing actually makes, like, infinitely more sense than what I'm actually doing right now. So, like, cool. is the answer to that. Okay, so now we're going to take you. I would bet on a camel spider then. Okay, I'm glad we're back to this. I think I would also say a camel spider is pretty good on the tier list. Okay, so now we're going to fit to curve. Curve is this. And what we're going to do is set object to 3D cursor. Okay, so we can get it closer. What is happening? Something's weird. What's weird? Oh, I see. No, that shouldn't affect anything. Just make a circle with 8 verts and use an instance on each vert. You know what? I'm not taking advice anymore. We're out on the advice. Like, everything is easier, for sure. Everything that you're saying is definitely 100% easier, but also, I'm not that good. So I'm not taking advice anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and apply to 3D cursor. Let's apply scale. Add every mesh manually. There's an interesting idea. That's what I was doing originally. Okay, you know what? A radial array is definitely the better way to do this. So let's get that out of here and let's do a radial array. Fixed. We need 8. We're going to use object offset. Object is going to be an empty. We can get rid of the circle. I'm going to GY this guy to the position I like. Save it. Apply 3D cursor. Empty. Empty 3. So you're going to be relatively offset by empty 3. And now we're going to take empty 3 and rotate it. Oh, it works perfect. So ideally, we want like 22.5 or negative 22.5. Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? What the heck? What is happening? Like 22.5, so 45 is what I'm going for, right? 100% it's going to be 45. Is that even? Oh yeah, okay. Obviously, it's 8 divided by, or 360 divided by 8. Obviously, what was I thinking? Okay, so that's done. Before we say it's done, let me go ahead and grab a single post. Kind of feel like it would have been better if I did a single mesh, but what do I know? I get lost in that stuff pretty easily, I think. Problem with this is once I'm done, it will not go back. So I kind of need to nail this first try. Okay, so that is too tall. That's there. That's that. That looks pretty good. Okay, we'll take that. And then the beams themselves, they're pretty thin. Pretty thin. But you know what? I don't like the thin look. I'm going to go for the thick look. What? Oh, no. I'm a silly man. I'm a silly man. I've been editing the wrong object. No, I've been editing the right object. What? Why would that affect... I see. I see. Oh, no. What does that do for us? Okay, so we got to edit this thing first. Wow, this is very complicated. Shout out to anybody who knows how to do this more easily. AKA Simo, who is probably screaming right now at their computer screen. Should have done a cube. Should have kept the cube standard, but all's well. All's well that ends well. That's a pretty good looking cube. That looks relatively symmetrical. At an angle too, you definitely won't know. So color me not that disappointed in what we got going on here. Problem with this is now we have everything. No, I'm not screaming, just doing it correctly myself. I don't blame you. Thing is, if I just listen to what people say, I will not learn. So I'm all about that learning stuff. It's kind of my big energy, is the whole learning process. Okay, so we have some guys here. I definitely messed up with this. I definitely goofed it. Oh well. Now, the question is, how are we going to get these guys in? What? Question is, how do we get them in? Why are they like this? Is it... I don't understand. I don't get it. Why are they in like this? They were perfect, and if I go to this... Oh, you're not perfect. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. I messed it up. It was me. It was me all along, Austin. So now we can apply location, and then we can go back to this, and now we're perfect, and I'm going to say we are done. Bye. Yeah, okay. You know what? That's good enough for me. Oh, I should make a backup. I'll make a backup. We'll do posts backup. Will I need more language than posts? I don't know, but we're going to do it that way. We're going to call these posts. I'm going to hit apply on the posts. And we're going to rotate you by a nice negative 45-degree angle. Hello. Radio rate is confusing every time. I'm glad I'm not the only one. There we go. That's an okay looking gazebo. I kind of hate how much space there is here. This is why hops rule. Yeah, hard hops seems to be the rhythm for sure. Okay, the rest of this I think I can do manually. Did I stretch it? Is the real question. 1, 2. Looks pretty good. Looks like a square to me. Okay. Now, I think we have ourselves a real distinct advantage. So I'm going to go do my advantage. Shout out to everyone who's about to get real upset with the work that I'm doing. You guys are totally in the right, and I'm totally in the wrong, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, boom. So we got ourselves posts. They're mirrored. I can do this now. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. You know what? These are weird looking gazebos. This is actually not how I'm used to seeing gazebos. Gazebos normally have a through, in my experience, but I guess I'll just use my version of gazebos for this. So, what we want here is to connect them. So let's get into edit. Let's go boom, boom. Let's grab both of you. Do, 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 do. That's going to be about human height. The height of a human. If we go ahead and bridge those faces, we get this. That looks pretty good. Is it perfect? No. Why is it not perfect? Because there's usually a little ledge here. Right? There we go. Can't be displeased with that. Now, I have high hopes for the sketch today. I've already shown that I'm using a good use of my own time. I'm a fourth of the way done, and we're looking at this. But I do have high hopes today. I have a cool little idea of what I want to do with this thing. Okay, that gives it a little bit of a look for sure. What we should be doing is zing this axis quite a bit. Sorry to everyone that I just gave whiplash. I did not mean to do that. That's going to be how we do that part, and this guy is going to be the same thing. Yeah, he's going to look like that. That's a pretty good looking gazebo by my standards. By my standards, my perfect standards that I have for gazebos. Hey, we got ears. Kizen? Mr. Silken Coat himself. The contributor of the ears. U and T were the ear peeps. Do 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 do. Sometimes I learn from Red. I mean, at the end of the day, what you end up finding with 3D modeling, and probably art in general, almost guaranteed art in general, but definitely 3D modeling, the thing you end up learning is that the people who are good at things are hyper specialized usually, and you usually learn a lot from absolutely everyone. Like, everyone's got things. Like, every time I 3D model, people are like, whoa, like, your noting is crazy. And I'm like, am I good at noting? I was trying to help Joe, though, what I learned from you. Hey. If only Joe would learn from me. If only Joe would learn from me, then we'd have a full circle of wealth to generate. Okay, I got a plan. I got a big old plan for how to do this. He was trying to do a lemon and he used a Verneuil. Oh. That's what I like to see. The Verneuil texture. Yeah. That's awesome. Verneuil is one of the best in my experience. Okay, let's do the ridges now. Ruffles have ridges and so do gazebos. This is going to be a disaster. This is going to be a disaster. Be right back. No worries. You live your best life. We'll catch you on the next side. All right, let's count down until disaster. How many spokes? I'm going to call these spokes because that's what I'm calling them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's looking like 12 will be good. I'm getting a bonk again. It's Collision's love language is bonking. Quite literally, based on where they're from. This reminds me of the D&D story where it turned into a monster because the party insisted on attacking it. What? Remember learning about shear from you? Not that I have used it that much, but hey, it's something. Turns out you can just dig in the menu and you will find things. You will actually find things. I also don't really use shear myself, so, you know? There are definitely a lot of things that I think I know about Blender, but we don't use them very often. Which is fair. Not at all complaining about that. The less I use, the better, to quote Tame Impala. This is going to look bad. This is going to look kind of bad, isn't it? That looks kind of good. Okay, I'm going to go out of my way and say that's actually not good. Because, one, I can do way better. Bum ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum ba-da-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum ba bum ba-da-bum bum bum ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-bum bum ba-dum ba-da-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-da-bum bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Man, Banjo-Kazooie. You don't think about Banjo-Kazooie very often, but Banjo-Kazooie has bops. Like, Banjo-Kazooie, they are like, what if we made video game dance music? And it's got a country theme? What? Grant Kirkhope. A lot of people, I think, hear his name a lot, and they go like, yeah, whatever, he's good. And he is a little, like, blown out of proportion, I would argue. But the guy's a genius. Guy's an actual genius. Like, I think we live in a day and age... Oh, there's a stretch that I didn't do. I'm so sorry. As I punch my ears. Oh, those are some good stretches. I think we live in a day and age where everything happens, right? Like, I'll put the Gazebo story in the Discord memes later. I'm ready for it. I want to hear a Gazebo story. Also, do I want to make a very cool Gazebo? You bet your bottom dollar I do. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do ourselves one favor for once in our gosh-forsaken lives. Just do one favor for yourself, honestly. GZ. Get that guy looking right up in there. Why am I doing this? Because I'm overcomplicating my whole life. Is this a massive overcomplication of this? Yes. Am I going to, like, use this asset for anything? Probably not. So I'm not that worried about it. Dun 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 dun. Hold on, hold on. We're here. We want 2. Oh, my brain. My brain does not like this. My brain does not like doing this. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1. Is that correct? I want to say that's right. Okay, I'm going to say that's correct. Okay, so we got boom, boom, boom. Nope, not you. Boom, boom, boom. I think I just problem solved. I think I used a brain for once. Bum, 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 bum. That's looking good. Okay, so here we go. A gazebo. We got ourselves a little bum, a little bum. Actually, this kind of makes the skew on it look a little obvious, which I don't know if I love. Also, I big time goofed up. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, so you know what? I'm going to do every single one, and we're just going to go ahead and figure it out. I think we have something cool here, though. I kind of want to make one of those, like, really special-looking gazebos where they have the little, like, knotted things and stuff, but we're going to be here for the next century if I do that. So we're trying to finish today. And I have more that I want to do than just a gazebo. So how much time do we have? We have, like, an hour and a half about? Yeah, let's rush this. I need this on my desk stat, Spider-Man. Ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, we done goofed it. And we're back. And we're back. Does this look good? Was this worth my time at all? I think that looks kind of good. I think that's a cool look. It's a little obvious. It might not look the most compelling. I think that's a cool look. I'm going to stick with it. I think she's kind of cool. I don't know. I just like it. Am I really about to do even more? Oh, what am I doing with my life? Why do I do this? Why do we do this? Why do we try so hard? Are we really about to do more? The geometry is going to be out of control. You need to stop. You need to stop. Stop while you're ahead. He said as he was not stopping, as he had no plans of stopping. Okay, there we go. Let's extrude along normals. There we go. We've made something. It's a little, like, mod. Like, American mod. It's cool. I like it. Okay. I'm pleased with this. I'm glad we took the time for it. I think we messed up some faces maybe up here. Are you doing okay up here? Are you pleased with yourself? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He doesn't mind. Okay, cool. Next. That is kind of cool looking. I'm pleased. Okay, okay. I don't know why it got so dark on my camera. But, oh well, we're living with a dark camera today. Let's make the roof. Bam ba da bum. Bam ba dum. Bam ba da bum. They have the exact same setup as on the bottom, which is actually really concerning now that I'm looking at this, because I should have done them all in one go. But you know what? You live, you learn. Bam, bam, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, let's get ourselves on up here. We'll say there is about correct. And that is a board going all the way across except in the center, but there's really no reason that it wouldn't also be there. And then we have another one sticking out the top. Okay. So this should look about correct. And if we're just taking another look here, they are smaller beams. Okay, so we're going to take a smaller beam and plug it in there. They're not the same sized beam, which is slightly frustrating. Am I going to fix that? No. No, I don't care to fix that. I do care to do this one, though. Do I have little guys on the inside of this? Bum, bum, no, we're good. All's well. Okay. So that brings this guy out to here. That's a cusp. That works. Okay, off the top of my head, I'm thinking how we want to do this is we definitely don't want to do 6. This is going to be so weirdly obvious that we messed up. So immediately, as I throw my bunny ears off, I'm going to say 9 is a great number. And we're going to do no articulation on the 9. Just 9. That should be great. Just a 9. A nice, easy, simple 9. Shout out to Dark Cloud 2 for being really just like the best game that's ever been made. I've said for a long time that I think Fez is my favorite game of all time, and I think Fez is very good. Fez does some really weird stuff throughout its playthrough. But Dark Cloud 2, there's just something so graceful about it. That was an era where when people made games, they were like, let's add as many features as we can to this game. Oh, there's fishing. Oh, you can level up your weapons. Oh, you got this. Oh, you got that. They were like, let's do literally everything. That was a different era for sure. And I'm not complaining necessarily, because it's good that developers aren't like literally losing their minds over making their games. But you do have fondness for that era. There is a fondness for that era. For sure. Okay, so now that we're here, two things need to be true here. One, this guy needs to get pulled out. So I'm going to do this very carefully using normals. Ba-dum bum ba-dum. Bum bum ba bum ba ma ma. Ba-dum bum ba-da. Bum 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 ba. Ba-da-da-da. Ma-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba 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 ma 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 ma. Okay, I think we're at the point where I can apply my mirror. Should I have made a backup? Probably. Let's not think too hard about that now that I've already messed it up. We're going to go ahead and bridge and say, does that look okay? It definitely doesn't look great. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You know what? Actually, I don't want to do it that way. I have a much better way of doing this. Bow, meow, 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 meow. I have a much better way of doing this. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we will do a backup right here. Let's go ahead and grab our mirror. Let's copy you. We're going to do posts backup 2. I'm going to grab you, and we're going to go ahead and make a copy. We're going to turn this copy by 45. Now, he might have messed up somewhere. It's kind of hard to tell looking at this. But he definitely messed up somewhere. The man messed up. The man done goofed it. Okay. We're going to apply our mirror. We're going to apply our mirror twice. No, no. It's got kind of a little, like, Chinese sort of thing going on with it, which is cool. I'm the big thing that I'm into right now when it comes to my writing and like just like my design work in general. So I'm designing fantasy, right? At the end of the day, what I'm making is fantasy. And I think a big thing about fantasy for me, I think this is very important because you get into like racist territory if you don't follow these guidelines, is that like, oh, I messed up. I think something that's very important with fantasy is that you need to establish whether there's Earth or not, and whether there's earthly culture or not. And it's pretty weird to make like a fantasy world. It's incredibly weird, actually, to make a fantasy world and be like, there's European culture, there's black culture, there's Asian culture, right? Like, nothing kills Lord of the Rings more, and I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of the best pieces of lore ever made. But nothing kills it quite like them being like, oh yeah, there's Asians out to the east. And you're like, what? This is a different world. This is not our world. Why are there just like Asian people and they're evil? Because we decided to make them evil because this was written during World War II. It's just like weird energy. And so I think when you're making things specifically for fantasy, I think artists and writers are just specific kinds of artists. you have a responsibility, I think, to try and make things a little acultural, or at least like alternative culture. Not everyone's going to agree with that, and that's fine. People can do whatever they want. It's their writing. But at the end of the day, I really believe you have a responsibility to like make sense of all this stuff. Your responsibility as an artist is to make things not super weird. Also, did I just screw it up big time? I did. And that's one of my most genuine beliefs as far as all that stuff is concerned. And now I have a mess of a mesh that I now have to work on. Oh no. I think it'll work its way out, if I'm being perfectly honest. Chaos! Hello, Chaos. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Bum, bum, ba-dum. How'd the rest of stream go? It's my bunny ears. We can all thank Silken Coat for the bunny ears. Unless you are a horror writer, then your job is to make it super weird. I don't agree with that. I cannot agree with that. I think your job as a writer is to make things feel realistic. And I think a lot of people get lost in that and go, okay, well, Earth is real. And they just make Earth. What is happening? Also, shout out to the music for just being true nuts. I love this music so much. I actually listen to this music like in my spare time. I know that makes me like a psychopath. Not realistic, plausible? Yes, definitely. I thought it was a facehugger behind your head chair when I saw the preview pic. I love that. Yeah, plausible is definitely the realm that you need to exist in as a writer. And it's a shame that a lot of people go, oh, plausible. Okay, that means we're on Earth. Welcome to my fantasy world where there's knights who serve a king and they use a claymore. And it's like, what are you writing? What are you doing? It's cool if it's like earthly fantasy. Earthly fantasy's fine. I'm not trying to make fun of all fantasy, but like, if you're claiming it's a different world, please don't include Asians and Europeans, and it's just weird. What's a command? Wait, plausible means something. I thought it was just misread. Plausible does mean something. Hey, thanks for the follow. Commands are like this. So you can add a command if you like, since you've already paid for it. You're out? All right. Enjoy your day. You take it easy, man. Have a good stream and good night. Well, thank you, thank you. I'll see you around. Do we have single faces in here? No, we have double faces. We do indeed have double faces. It's 10 at night? Yeah, no worries. I am unclear if Middle Earth is actually Earth in the past or future. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. It is metaphoric. It is a metaphoric Earth in a lot of ways. So it's fair, but like... Okay, I don't want to be like the guy who sits on a high horse, because nobody likes this guy, and I'm about to be this guy. But like, someone's got to be this guy, and it's going to be me. So, sorry. It's me. There's a big problem with Tolkien's writing. I love Tolkien. Tolkien's wonderful. Great human being. Very awesome guy. He was very cool. I don't think Tolkien was a racist, bigot, terrible human being. I think Tolkien was a very cool guy. I'm leaving this smart people talk. Hey, you go enjoy your night. You can come back and have smart people talk next time. It's no problem having smart people talk every now and again. Tolkien was not a racist person, is what I'm trying to say. I liked him a lot. He's very cool. Oh, I messed up. We got some problems in here. His whole thing is that he wrote for the world that he existed in. And as a result, he wrote orcs. He wrote orcs, the main villain. Not the main villain, but you know what I mean. The main, like, minion of the world. Orcs are, quote unquote, black people. Like, they are, objectively. They're written in the stature, the culture, etc. of black people in the 1930s. And there's a problem with this, because now orcs are a staple in almost all of fantasy. And when you make a movie, including orcs, who has the stature of an orc? Not a lot of white people have the build of an orc. And so if you want to cast orcs, you have to continue being weird about it. It's just awkward. It's like, Tolkien didn't intend for that. He was not being a bigot. I don't think he was being a terrible human being. I think he was just working with, like, the stuff that was available to him. But now there's this precedent for Asian culture and black culture and all this sort of stuff in fantasy, because fantasy is based off of his work. Not based off of his ideology or the times that he came from, but just based off of his work. And that is super weird. That's called racial encoding, by the way. And it's just awkward. And I really don't love it when you see fantasy writing that abides by it. It's like, oh, I'm doing this because Tolkien did it. It's like, can you think for yourself, please? Like, please don't do this. It's not good. Okay, so we have a face that's, like, in here. That's bad. Am I going to ignore it for now? You bet I am. You bet I'm going to ignore that. Okay. Boom. We got a gazebo. I'm going to cut a hole out the front later, but we're not going to worry about that right now. This is good looking. This is better than I thought we were going to do today. Not going to lie. Just, like, going to put that out there. This is better than I thought we were going to do today. Especially given that I'm going off on a tangent about who knows what anymore. Since I've sat on my high horse for long enough. I'm just passionate about these things, okay? I care a lot about the human race. I care a lot about, like, what we're all doing here. And when stuff becomes, like, accidentally racist, I'm always a little bit like, okay, so how do we stop doing that? Like, that's just not necessary. There's no reason to be racist. It doesn't really serve a purpose in the modern appetite. Just kind of a mean thing to do at the end of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. I really wanted you to work. Ba, ba, ba. This does look good. Wow, this looks crazy good. I'm pretty stoked about this guy. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back. Welcome to our stream song. Can't have a stream without it. Thank you for the save. Dun, 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 dun. Chaos, I'm gonna have to schedule a time to make your horns. I'll do your horns on stream sometime. That sounds fun. That sounds like a nice little thing to do. You know what? I think that looks good. I think that looks done to me. Ba-na, ba-na. There's something to be said about using literary shorthand. It is better to be original, yes, but you don't want the ability to explain things in a concise, readable way. You can try to create your own big bad animal, or you can just say it's a big red fire-breathing dragon. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think I'm going to burn some bridges here. And I don't want to burn too many bridges because I care about people. And I think people work really hard, and people don't deserve to be called out as much as I'm probably going to call people out. But if you make a book with 3 dragons and just like some light fantasy nonsense, you can't be called the greatest writer in the world. And there is currently somebody that a lot of people think is the greatest writer in the world that just sprinkles nonsense into their writing. And it's sad because what they're doing is copying Tolkien to a T. Like, they're copying Tolkien as much as they possibly can. And a lot of people are like, wow, what a writer. And I don't know. Maybe I'm like judgmental for thinking that way, but it doesn't do it for me at the end of the day. I need a little bit more from my writers. I don't enjoy easy writing. It's cool that people want to tell stories. It's cool that people want to share ideas. But the moment big money gets involved, the moment you have Disney's and, DreamWorks and stuff, I'm like, I don't care how easy it was for you to write this anymore. Would that involve non-Tetris thrones? Yeah. Yeah, that would involve some... some competitive systems of royal seats. For sure. And I think it's odd that people like that are considered some of the best writers in the world. Because they're not. By my definition, at least. I don't know if you should make the horns because you said it would be very hard. It'd be very hard to do the physics shader parts. The horns would not be very hard at all. But I'll think about it. I'm not going to make any promises. I have a bad track record for making promises. So I'm going to not make promises. Ba-da-ba-da. I kind of like that. That's cool. Okay, then I know who you might be talking about. Not that I have read them. I've read most of them. Not the greatest writer in the world, no. Yeah, for sure. Like the Wheel of Time book, but it's not like there are some problematic or stereotypical things in there. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's literature. I'm glad people are reading. It's cool. I don't want to belittle the process of reading and writing and stuff because the goal is not to compete with other people, right? It's just the moment that like millions of dollars get involved. I'm like, enough. Chill out. The moment things become an institution is the moment I'm like, you can't be holding yourself to this standard anymore. Top 3 authors. I was just about to ask what everyone's favorite book is, but top 3 authors. Let's do that. Raymond Carver is always going to be my number 1. I really like Raymond Carver. Raymond Carver taught me a lot about writing. Huge fan of his work. I sort of like the Fitzgeralds. I know they're like basic. I know every kid has read the Fitzgeralds, but I do like the Fitzgeralds. I don't know if I'm going to count that, though. Okay, there we go. We got some Imperial sort of looking thing there. Not bad. Not every book needs to be the best. I like my dime store Battletech stories. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's put a roof on this guy. I'm getting a little flustered. Let me pull this back a little bit. Pull back the reins just a little bit. Top 3 authors. I mean, Vonnegut, right? Kurt Vonnegut stands to be one of the better ones ever. Who's a modern writer that I'm really into? I feel like I'm such a classic reader. Okay, so that's going to go in by 0.75. This is going to go in by 0.75. That looks pretty okay to me. Should it be even more than that? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so Carver is my number 1, like by far. Am I gonna say Tolkien? Am I gonna say Tolkien? Tolkien is very good. Tolkien's probably my favorite, like, person that wrote. I don't know if Tolkien's my favorite author, but Tolkien is a very good person. Tolkien was a lovely human being who did lots of really cool stuff for his audience. If anybody is unaware, Tolkien was known for writing letters. Rick Riordan. I don't know who that is off the top of my head. Tolkien was very famous for his fans would send him fan mail. And in their fan mail, they would basically like ask questions about his writing. They'd be like, "Hey, when the Morgoths attacked, not Morgoths, when the Nazguls attacked, did they use blah blah blah, and how did they see, and is the ring work like this?" And they would ask all these questions, and he did the craziest thing ever, something that would be absurd by modern standards. He just answered them. He'd just be like, "Yeah, oh no, I think this character devolves their power from this. Oh no, this thing right here is blah 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 blah," and he would just go. Also, I just goofed it. So he would just sit and answer all of their questions in their like letters. It was amazing. And so he did this so often. This was his like favorite thing, I suppose. And he did this so often that once he passed away, his son was able to accumulate so many of these pieces of mail that he wrote another Tolkien book from the fan mail. So if you've ever read the Silmarillion mostly devolves from fan mail that Tolkien's son has accumulated from fans. Which is like, what kind of writer do you have to be that when you pass away, there's so much content on what you've done that somebody else can write your story for you? That's cool. That's really cool. So as far as like being a person goes, I really like Tolkien. So I guess I'm going to say Tolkien. I'm going to say Carver and Tolkien are like really high up on that list for me. Bum, 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 bum. Who else? Who else shall I choose if that's the case? Who else? Who else? Who's a modern writer that I really enjoy? Modern writing that I really enjoy. I'm getting kind of flustered. The problem is with modern writing, it gets super muddy with like what even counts as writing anymore. Like, I'm a pretty big fan of the Japanese anime writer Bones. I like Bones a lot. Bones is very cool. He wrote Eureka 7. He wrote a bunch of stuff. Bones is very cool. So it's like, does that count as a writer? Because I'm really into that stuff. I'm really into Hideaki Anno. I love Ghibli. Ghibli's work is amazing. I don't know if it's based on books or not. That'd be a good question. I know Disney's based off of books. I don't know if Ghibli is based off of books. Okay, that's going to be a pretty good looking subset for this. So let's go ahead and start extruding. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this gazebo, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't think I'm going to finish as much as I wanted to do today. Might be a longer stream. I might just go a little longer today. I think there's no harm in that. That looks great. Wow, that looks good. I have now drawn the insectagon. It's two insects that brawl in a hexagon, taken ideas from our conversation earlier. Is it in Discord? Have you posted this in the Discord? Because I will. You've posted it in Discord. All right. Hey, guess what? Stream's going to have to take a break for just a moment. Oh, look at them go. Look at that. Beautiful. You got to flip it. We need to flip it. Have you seen any Satoshi Kon movies? Let me look that up. Satoshi Kon movies. Wes Anderson, also a very good writer. Oh yeah, Satoshi Kon's amazing. Perfect Blue, Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, Paranoia Agent. What the heck? Paranoia Agent? The guy who made Paprika made Paranoia Agent? There's no way. That's crazy. Okay, focused. Focus, focus, focus. Let's go ahead and just make a roof real quick. The actual part of the prompt that I'm supposed to be doing. Do, 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 da, da, do, 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 do. Yeah, I kind of hate to say that like most of the best writers nowadays are like people who make anime or video games. But I think it's true. Like Hyper Light Drifter, right? That game is immaculate. That game is immaculate. It's not the size of a book, but it's the quality of a book. And if you were like, hey, they're making like a Hyper Light Drifter, well, they wouldn't want to. But like Hyper Light Drifter would work as a book. So it's difficult, I don't know, to judge modern writing. Because for the most part, modern writing comes down to like what medium you're ingesting. So I think I literally can't answer this. It's supposed to be a stag beetle and a mantis fighting each other? Oh yeah, I saw that. That's obvious. You drew that very well. Now the real question is, can I do this procedurally? Can I make this texture procedurally? The obvious answer is yes. The less obvious answer is, but how? That's one of the best drawings I've ever done? That's awesome. Everyone give a little applause to Poco for the best drawing ever. I think we're all very happy to be here for you. Okay, let's grab all of this, and we're going to go ahead and maybe add a solidify. I was going to think I was going to extrude, but solidify might be better. There's literally no clipping anywhere, so man, this is it. This is the one right here. Yeah, it looks just about perfect. This looks so nice. Well, thank you. We are just going for it, is what it is. T, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you just took a little nap. You've got big nap energy right now. Always have a nice feeling to be proud of some of your drawings. Haven't felt that way in a while, though. Simo, you got to step it up. Simo, I'm proud for you. Nobody's more proud of you than I am. There we go. There we go. Try and tell me that's not just a gorgeous looking gazebo right there. Okay, let's do the roof. We're almost there. Not that I'm 100% sure they are really if the top as the best, but one of the ones that I read a lot are Piers Anthony, John Butcher. John Butcher's good. Robert Gordon, Orson Scott Card, also very good. Azimuth, that's wild. Robert Heinlein and Michael A. Stockpole, one of the best dime store authors ever. That's fair. I always mix up Orwell and the actor, whatever the actor's name is. But the writer who wrote Animal Farm, he's really good. I don't think I love his work. My dad likes him a lot. My dad is always trying to get me into that stuff. I don't think I love him. But he is good. He is really good. My dad is such a fan of him, though. Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Okay, I was lucky that my dad really got me into reading a lot when I was young. My dad was a big fan of reading. He was always trying to push me into that stuff. And I was a kid, so I did all right. I did fine with reading. I wasn't the best reader growing up, but I did just fine. Rick Riordan is the one who wrote Percy Jackson. Got it. I did see your Percy Jackson comment earlier, and I forgot to reply to it. That's a my bad. That's a my bad out of 10. Okay, let's go ahead and apply this. Ba-ba. We're going to merge at center. How much time do I have? Oh, I actually have a lot of time. I kind of was thinking that we were out of time. We're doing pretty good. You know what? Actually, take that back. Take that back. Take that back, you scoundrel. Let's push all that in. What the heck is this? Tell you what, that looks ugly as can be, so we're just gonna do that. You can get the same. At some point, I should try his original works. I'm gonna say something that's gonna be very upsetting for a lot of people, but I think a lot of people can make this assumption anyway. I don't do a lot of reading. As somebody who does a lot of writing, I don't do a lot of reading. I'm not a good reader. I'm pretty bad at the whole reading process. If you asked me what my area of expertise is, it would definitely be way more music than it is literature. Yet, literature is the thing that I am choosing to do with my life. I do a lot of reading. That's awesome. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You shouldn't have a little frowny face for that. We're all very proud of you. You know what? That looks kind of bad, but I don't think I care. You look up. Oh, it looks kind of bad. Looks kind of bad. I think I like goofed this up quite a bit. If we look at this from this angle right here, you know what? I'm gonna merge all this at center. I didn't want to, but I'm gonna merge it. It looks too weird. Yeah, there you go. Now it's better. I do a lot of reading. The sages look like a little sun star thing? Definitely. The shading on this thing is pretty intense. Do, 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 do. Okay, so here is where we get a little weird with it. We need to nail this landing. Just nail the landing. Chill, 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 chill. Just nail the landing. Enough beating around the bush. Just finish the job. Big shout out to Fantasy Star for being the game of my entire life. Big old fan of this series. There's some problems here that I don't like. There's definitely some weird problems with the way this thing is scaled. Am I really gonna sit here and fix this? Yes, I am, because I'm a psychopath. Oh, man. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I make everything so much longer than it needs to be? I feel like half of stream is me going, yes, I'm so good. And the other half of stream is me going, yes, I'm so bad. That's every stream. You know what? I just boiled down my own content. That is me. I'm bad, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm good. That's red in a nutshell. I need a sign above my head that says that. I'm bad, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm good. I think that's probably how every artist in the world feels. But, man, do I feel it strongly in this moment. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, na. Okay, so we got a dissolved edge. We're going to come into here. We're going to add a solidify, and we're going to put a bevel modifier underneath the solidify. And that should look really good. Yeah, we have exactly the same thing we did last time, and now it comes up and it does the bottom part correctly. That looks really bad. Isn't that life? I suppose that is life. At the end of the day, I think you're right. I think that is what life is. Okay, so these are posts. This is base. Base. This is lower roof. We have empty 03, which I can delete now. Empty 04, which I can also delete. What was that? Bum. Maybe you could put a glass ceiling instead of a second roof? Nah. I got it. It's fair to say writers are part of other media. I mean, writers are artists, right? Like, regardless of how anybody feels, writers are artists. It's just kind of weird to call them artists because I've been complaining about this for years, personally. Every medium has art. Every medium is art, right? Like, me being a writer makes me an artist. Me being anything makes me an artist, right? You can be an artist of cooking, you can be an artist of writing, you can be an artist of arranging furniture, right? Anything. You're an artist of anything. The problem, something that I struggle with and I hate very much, is that if you are a visual artist, the shorthand for that is you're an artist. That sucks. That's such a bad way to name things. I really dislike that. I think that's very challenging. Whoa! What the heck is going on here? Like, Shakespeare is an author, but he is the equivalent of a TV writer. What? Silken Coat, can you run that by me one more time? What did you just say? He's a TV writer. What does that mean? Why is he a TV writer? I don't get that part. That part doesn't make sense to me. Why is Shakespeare a TV writer? That doesn't make any sense. That's one of the most nonsense sentences I've ever read. Are we just going to shade smooth? Yeah, we're just going to shade it smooth. Oh, there's a gap there. That's what that is. Modern Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote plays to entertain the masses, same as the guy who mentioned that wrote the animes. I don't think that's fair. As somebody who's not the biggest Shakespeare fan because I'm not from that time period, I don't think that's fair. That's like saying Shakespeare is... Okay, so Shakespeare is a TV writer, but nobody's writing for TV. Shakespeare was a TV writer back in, like, the 1950s, but nowadays, I don't think we have a medium that competes with, like, how low, my brain has stopped working. I don't think there's the equivalent of a Shakespeare nowadays, because I don't think there's a medium that demands such a strong writer right now. I think if you were going to take bets, you might say like VR might be the next thing, but I think that's sensational and not true. But yeah, I think the reason why Shakespeare is because he was writing for a medium that was pretty not adjusted for what he was doing. You know who's the modern Shakespeare? I have the dumbest thing to say ever, and I mean it so wholeheartedly. I'm going to say the worst thing you've ever heard in your life. I'm so sorry for saying this. I'm genuinely so sorry for saying this. There is a Shakespeare of the modern age. There is. And it's awful. I think it's Germa. It sounds so stupid to say. Germa, he's a streamer. He's using the medium in a way that you're not quote unquote supposed to. Like, he just did a stream where he made a dollhouse to simulate The Sims. And it was just the wildest thing ever. And if you think about that, he is definitely doing what Shakespeare was doing. He is like breaking the norms. He is revolutionizing what is possible with a medium. It's silly. It's not at the same level caliber as Shakespeare, I think, but I think Germa might be a quote-unquote Shakespeare-esque person by that logic. I know it's like the silliest thing that you could ever say in your life. I'm fully aware that that is silly. To call a streamer the next Shakespeare. But I think he is. Because that's what it is, right? Art is about iteration and originality. And iteration is about being better than the people who came before you. And originality is about not worrying about that and just doing whatever works best for you. That's why I realized I just goofed it, so we're going to not goof it real quick. Need to go to bed? Take care? Hey, no problem. You take it easy. Poco, thanks for joining. It's been nice having you. That looks good. That looks really good. How much time do I have? I have 30 minutes. Whew. We are pushing the envelope on what we can do today. I'm getting a little distracted, which I like. But it is time to execute. It is time to make this guy work. Okay, that is this, and unlike the previous ones, I need to make sure that I make these guys rigid using an SC0 and a GZ. Bam, 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 no, 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 no. Ba da ba 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 da. Bam ba da bam 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 bam. All right, how are we going to do this part? Am I going to do this the hard way? Am I going to do this the easy way? What are we thinking today? The point was he called him an author despite his writing being primarily intended for listening, not reading. So your use of anime manga writer seems a valid use of the author to me. I agree with you in substance. What I'm saying is I think what he's accomplishing with his writing is not the same as what anime writers are accomplishing. I do mostly agree with you. It's just lacking a little bit of the specifics. I think writing, or just art in general, is a very complicated thing. But my original argument, the one that I'm standing by, the one that I'm fighting for today, is I think it's really weird that artists, visual artists, do not have a different term for themselves other than artist. Like, to be a visual artist, you are an artist. And if you're a writer, you're an artist and you're a writer. There's something weird about that. There's something just not agreeable about that in my mind. This looks really good. I'm not trying to say any particular person is a greater or worse than writer. Just, that is not true. What? You were an artist and a painter? I am technically a painter, thanks to that boy. I do feel pretty proud of him. Oh, my ears! They don't like staying on my head. I gotta put them under my headphones. You were an artist and a sculptor? I don't know about that one. I don't know about sculptor. Sculptor might be the one I disagree with. What? Simo has hit us with a what? You have such weird takes. What are my weird takes? What's weird about it? Let's hear it. You know what? Objectively, I think we have to do 3, because so far we've done 6 and 9. In general, for visual artist, not really meaning Ready Era as a specific visual artist. There are many specific terms for visual artist. I don't feel like they're very good, though, is my point. And sculptors are definitely artists. No, I'm not arguing that sculptors are not artists. I'm arguing that I'm not a sculptor. In no way was I arguing that I am not a... Sculptors are not artists. I, myself, Mr. Red on screen, I would say is not a sculptor. Okay, so that stays there. Oh, we're getting distracted. We're getting the big distract. You are more of a polymath about things? Definitely. Could not agree more with that statement. Also, I just realized I needed to apply my mirror, so oops. We're all gonna pretend that didn't just happen. I think English is a bizarre language because we don't have words specifically for different kinds of artists, I think is what I'm saying. Like, okay, before anybody takes that out of context. We don't have a general term for visual artists aside from visual artists, which includes the term artist in the word. Like, you don't look at a musician and go, that's an audio artist. We don't have good words for things that don't fit into neat categories. Exactly. You get it. You get exactly what I'm saying. Like, it would be ridiculous to call a musician an audio artist. I would consider that a strange way to classify things. But that's exactly how we refer to generalized 2D artists. I know that you can be a sketch artist or a cartoonist or an illustrator or a landscaper or a painter, but like that's the same as a producer or a sound designer or whatever. It's weird that we don't have more like articulate control over what we call our artists. That is just strange to me. It's kind of, I don't know, it like belittles it a little bit in my mind. We need to be better to our 2D artists. 2D artists are cool. 2D artists, like, do most everything in the art world. What? What is this? Oh my gosh. It didn't go through. Audio artist is a performer? I don't know if that's true or not, but... yeah, it's just weird. It's just a weird way that we classify things. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's all I'm saying. We need to be better to people who work hard for what they do. We need to treat people better, and I think part of treating people better is using the correct language for people. This is actually something that I get into a lot. I think T might be kind of on and off stream. I think T might be sleepy, maybe taking a little bit of a nap. But if T is here, they can vouch that the thing I argue about most, to everybody's chagrin, to everybody's displeasure, the thing that I argue about the most is the words that we use for things. Because we use such inefficient words for everything. I don't know why. I don't know why we're so bad at naming things. It should be easy. This should be the easiest thing that we do on a daily basis. Okay. I've done it. Officially done it. I'm going as fast as possible at this point. I'm starting to ignore chat a little bit because I do need to just go. Alright, that is that. We're going to go ahead and delete you. I'm game for new words. This is the bonus of having English. We steal all sorts of words we make up and steal, for sure. I like English a lot. I get why the rest of the world does not like English as much as we do. But I do like English. English is a cool language. It accomplishes a lot of stuff very quickly. I kind of wish we would get rid of, like, the OUGH. I kind of wish we would get rid of the difference between C and K. There's very specific things I'd like to see change in English that will never change because that's not how language works. But for the most part, I like English a lot. It's a great language. You can do a lot with it. You can do some really cool stuff with it. It's a cool little toolkit to work with. Okay, so that's that. I really don't like Finnish. It's so awkward. What's so awkward about it? That looks great. That looks so good. Okay, so here's the thought process now. Let's go ahead and merge all of that. This is going to get weird quick. We're so close to being done. We're so close to being done. Just finish. What? Oh. I did a big goof. The man did a big goof. You'd be supersized. I watched a documentary about how the current alphabet came about. You'd be supersized? Surprised. I understand. I've seen how the current alphabet was formed. My favorite thing about language, one of my absolute favorite things about language, is how we derived colors. Because turns out, weirdly enough, every culture on the face of the earth derived color in just about the same way. Like, almost ubiquitously, we have the same system for our colors, which is so cool, which is such a cool thing. Okay, so that can do this. We're going to do a little witch's hat. I don't really have modern words, so describe anything new sucks. No one really speaks as it was written, and I feel like it's widely hard to express yourself in Finnish. That's very fair. Get rid of it. Abolish Finnish. Let's just abolish Finnish. Okay, actually, looking at this, we should be doing that. We should be doing that, and we should be getting rid of this. So we just have a little bulb up here. Is there a better way that I should be doing this? You bet. Am I gonna do it? Nope. Also, I just realized earlier I had a hotkey that I could have used that I didn't, and I'm upset because I would have saved myself at least a minute. But sometimes you can't save yourself a minute, so who cares? GZ that guy on down. Make him small. GZ him up just a little bit. This should be it. Rendering Hero, hello. I feel like I recognize your name from somewhere. And you explain, because color is one of the things linguists use to divide languages. It has some perks like gender neutrality, so it might be too hard on it, but I don't like writing. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so the thing about color is always derived in a very specific way. Society creates black, red, white immediately. And there's words for black, red, and white every time. Almost every language in the world, they make black, red, white. They stop. And then they make green. And then they make blue. And then they make a bunch of other colors. And then they make cyan last. And English does not have a separate identifier for cyan. I know it's called cyan, but there's a different word for it in Russian. It's very cool. And the reason for it is, for a long time, people called the sky green. Like, for a long time, the sky was green. And that was it. The sky was beautiful and green. And if you thought otherwise, you were weird. I've been here once or twice. All right, well, welcome. We're working on a little gazebo. I'm slowly losing my mind over a gazebo. I kind of think we're done. Like, I think I'm over it. And the pillar has this weird thing inside of it that I gotta fix, but I don't want to do it right now. I think we're done. I think I'm done. I think I'm over it. I think this is my gazebo. I think I am just officially over it. I don't love the way this little top looks. I think I want to redo this roof. Looks good so far? Well, thank you very much. One of the big divided is grue versus green, blue, and pink versus light red. Oh yeah, pink is a big one as well. Pink's pretty late into development. Yeah, but cyan's the one that I like really hang up on, because cyan's so weird that we're missing cyan. Am I gonna put a little idle on top of here? I want to. Let's do it. It'll correct this guy as well. Here we go. Let's do this. When I was in college, there was this girl that I used to work with. For the sake of privacy, of course, I am not going to say her name. But she ended up being one of my best friends of all time. I have some really good memories of her. She's very lovely. But the first time we ever interacted with each other, we were both in the lab, because I worked in a physics lab. We both were in the lab alone, just the two of us. And we had music playing, because, I don't know, we were just weird people who listen to music during work, I guess. And while the music was playing, I started whistling. And she had always been this very shy, docile, calm person. And she just turned around and she's like, that's the most obnoxious thing in the world. And she got so mad at me for whistling. And so we just had this we did not work. We stopped working. And we had this big conversation about whether whistling in public was annoying or not. And we went to like a cafe and we were sitting down and getting all into it. And then we just like started hanging out afterwards. It was very weird. It was a very weird relationship. But I look back on that and she was like one of the coolest people in the world. Very, very good friend of mine, despite how weird we introduced each other. And so I think about that from time to time. I hope she's doing okay. She's a cool person. Cool little bean. Makes you get a sense to develop things in terms of importance evolution, I guess. Cupcakes, Pyro says. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff going on in chat. I don't know if I can keep up with chat right now. Not with the amount of time I have. I'm gonna try. The other dividing languages to find really interesting is you express direction. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Direction. Is direction that different in other languages? I suppose it must be, right? Hello, Pyro? Is that Michelle Obama? Who is that? No, that's not Michelle Obama. That looks like a very iconic Michelle Obama picture when she's on Oprah or whatever talking about getting kids to work out. Some lass? All right. More power to you. All right. So I should be able to just come in here and get everything nice and scooped where I like it. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Shout out to Luke Sword. Hope he's doing okay. Is that how I want that to look? That is not how I want that to look. You bonked Obama? How dare you? That man's a national treasure. Bum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba ba dum ba dum ba dum. Ba dum ba dum ba. Ba dum ba dum ba dum ba. Ba dum ba dum ba ba. Why is it so weird looking? It's also huge. Hold on. Shouldn't be that big. That doesn't look right. Pyro bonks as he wishes. Apparently the British think that means something different, so more power to you. I'm going to add a subdivision, much to my chagrin. Actually, that worked really well. Okay, boom. It's still too big, I guess. It's pretty big, but I think I'm going to stick with it. The reason I don't want to go too much is because I got this really ugly little artifact right here, and I just don't want to deal with it. That's what she said? You know. You know how it goes. This is pretty good looking. This is not a bad bit of work for 2 hours. 2 hours for this, I cannot be that displeased with what we've done. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Let's go ahead and do the big thing. Let's do the big thing. This is what everybody's been waiting for. By everyone, I mean myself, because I don't think anybody realized I was about to do this. Okay. There he is. Bum, 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 bum. Do, no, no, no. Am I going to add a little bit of water to this? I think I am. I think a little bit of water could do us well. Now that I'm really sitting here thinking about it, let's do a little bit of water. And what I really want to do is come into here and make... Hello, sir? Make a little path. Okay, so we don't have enough articulation for this. Let's do it again. Once more. Oh gosh, we have to go even one more. That's a yikes. That's a yikes, my man. Sure. We're gonna just do a little bit of this. That should be fine. The rest of it shouldn't matter at all. And now I'm going to take this and just round it out just a little bit. Too much. All right, just a little bop, bop. Okay, you know what? We need less strength. Strength is too high. Okay, that should do. Shader smooth. She looks a little bad. Am I going to dare to put a subdivision on here? I might. Let's start with what we know. We're going to add a plane. Plane's going to be made big. So the plane is here all the way. And it's long. Yeah, sure. That'll be just fine. That's our plane done. Next up, we're going to add a plane down here in the water. Of course I'm going to do this, because why wouldn't I? This one's easy. Perfect. Now we grab you, and we're going to smooth you just a little bit. Just get rid of a couple of those little articulations. We just want this guy to look nice and subtle. Now I've done and goofed it is what I've done. There we go. That'll do. Now we're just going to set up our camera and get a nice picture. So the camera's probably going to look like this. That looks about right to me. I think that's a good look. Let's do that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and hit the object. We're going to go to camera. Where's the camera? Camera's down here. We're going to pop out view and go camera to view. That'll do. Perfect. Camera to view is now set, so we can totally and utterly destroy everything that is beyond the camera, which is great because I don't want any of this, because this is a lot of random things to have to work on. Wow, that is disgusting. Just gonna go ahead and delete those vertices. Why not? Nice shaved line, and we're gonna come over here and delete these vertices. And now if we look here, we're still doing just fine. Am I going to delete more? I don't think so. I am going to subdivide. That's a lot of divisions. Oh, gosh. That's a lot of divisions. That's a lot of stuff that we're going to be working on. Good news is I can get in a little bit closer on here. So let's just cut a little bit more. And then we got to do our favorite thing in the whole world, which is doing terrain maps. The thing that I am definitely the most skilled at and definitely have never had a problem with in my life. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, we're in. We are in. Can't be mad about this. Can't be mad about that at all. Cool. Okay, let's do it. So, first things first, I want to make sure the lighting is good. The lighting is going to be crucial to me. So, for our lighting, that's not bad looking, but I think I want the dramatic lighting. So let's go for field. Where are you? Field. That looks all right to me. It's a little much. That should be okay. Cool. Okay, now we go for it. So the way we do this is we're going to hit up our object settings. We're going to grab our oak. Make sure everything looks good. That actually already looks just amazing. The depth is a little challenging right there. Ooh, gorgeous. What a gorgeous baby. She's beautiful. I think the best thing I could do here is grab it and add a Musgrave. Lo and behold, I'm using a Musgrave. Who would have thought? Who would have thought me of all people would use a Musgrave? We're gonna do a mix RGB. How do I want this to work? Why is it burnt? Whoa. Okay, so we're going to give it a nice coat of white paint, and I'm going to put a lot of white on it. So let's go maximum detail, because you want to chip that paint really well. Lachronicity is probably going to be the clutch factor here. We'll say like 0.5. Why does it look like that? Okay, 0.8 it is. And we're going to add ourselves a color ramp. Do na na na. Are your lights flickering, or do you just have a ceiling fan? I have a ceiling fan. That is a good call out, though. It does get a bit weird sometimes, so I should be more careful about that. That doesn't look very good, does it? That doesn't look very good. The other way around this... Okay, so that's a no-go. This is a full-on no-go. Are we just going to do natural wood? I think I'm okay with just natural wood. I think I have so little time at this point that I don't care. I was painting... Chipped painting is a little on the nose, I might argue. Minecraft nostalgia? Oh, yeah. Minecraft is really it, isn't it? Oh, what a song. Rendering Hero. Did I ask you if you had any anything to show us? Have I asked you for like a portfolio or anything? I feel like I remember asking you that. There's a mob vote on the 16th this month. If you are interested, I have been watching it. We've kind of been keeping our eye out, me and my Minecraft peeps. The lights are like blown out because of the sun, but color me not that upset about that, actually. You may have asked, I really don't remember though. Do you have anything that I can show off? I would love to show off your stuff. It's kind of something I really like to do around here. I have some stuff on Instagram. That sounds very familiar. It does sound very familiar. Am I really going to put a Fresnel on here? No. No. Hold true. Hold true. Stand by your guns. Don't put a thing on there. Don't do it. It's all you ever do. Is you put Fresnels on everything. Break the habit. They look great. That's fine. I don't need to do it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want to put a vector bump in here. Vector bump. Well, Blender hated that. Blender really didn't like that I was doing that. I don't know if you've already seen it. That's a-okay. We'll check again. Oh, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Recover. Autosave. Gazebo. Please. Thank you. Thank you. We go to shaders and we say, what have we worked on? Oh, we're good. Can I link it here? I don't know if I accept links on here, but you can try. I'm not against it. Doesn't bother me. We're cool around here. We do all sorts of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and throw a vector bump up onto here. Let's go ahead and throw ourselves a little Voronoi. Voronoi? Oh yeah, totally works. All right, let me give that a little click. Let's give that a little click and see where it takes us. Rendering hero. Oh yes, I've seen your stuff. You did the leaves. You had leaves going. You posted on the Discord, didn't you? I vaguely remember seeing all this. I think you posted something on the Discord with this guy. I remember seeing this. Cool stuff, though. It's very procedural, very psychedelic. You love your nodes, I can tell. Might even be a GeoNode guy. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to go ahead and pop out the back of this guy one more time, and please don't crash my blender. Thank you. Please don't crash my blender. That's such a yikes. That looks so yikes. Why does that look so bad? Okay, so let's pull up our UVs for this guy, and I just want to take a look at them. What are the UVs for you? They're nothing. They're just normal. Why is it doing this if they're so normal? What? What on earth? Cylinder projection. No, 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 no. Cube projection. Huh. This is weird. Man, rigid shapes are tough, aren't they? It's close to being good. It's not good. It's pretty close to being good, but it's just not there. So we're gonna do the roof last. You can be roof. Let's do roof last. That is the last thing I'm gonna do. Now we're gonna do water. Water's easy. Everyone's done water a million times. We've all done water a million times. You know how it goes. Transmission, roughness. We've all seen a little bit of water in our life. Should I add a little bit of a glow to it? Nah, I'm not going to do that. That would be weird. And then we're just going to add ourselves a little vector bump as per the norm. Pop ourselves in a little bit of a noise. That might even just be good enough right there. That looks good enough for me. It looks good enough for my purposes, if I'm being perfectly honest. Shall we lower this and see what happens? I kind of want to add a little bit of a missive to it. Why do I feel that way? I don't know. I don't know. Just give it that kind of enchanting vibe. And water is always more green than you think it is. There we go. That'll be perfect. Next up, we're going to get our background, which is just the worst thing in the world. I think I'm just going to do grass. I think we're just going to do simple grass. Let's just do a little bit of simple grass up in here. We'll apply some scale. My roommate is screaming. I don't know why. Drop that strength down a lot. And we got some dirt. A little bit of dirt, nice and easy. Does your roommate scream often? Off and on. Off and on, I think. It's a little back and forth. Let's grab you. Paste you in. Did that work? Why is it not doing... Oh, it's because I didn't apply scale. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Are we ready? This is the one. This is how this is going to work. We're going to throw in a brick texture. Brick texture is going to get ourselves a little bit of a mix RGB. Check this out. This is going to be the slickest thing you've ever seen. In fact, that's not how you want to do it. For sure, that's not how you want to do it. You want to pop this into here and use this as a mortar. We might even throw some color on there. I'm not sure. There we go. So now we have these little tiles all over the place. I can make stones. Actually, I can make stones. Whew, this is gonna get weird quick. I can make a little stone path for us to walk on. Okay, I just gotta think. Just think. Stay smart. Think. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get too caught up in what's going on. You just throw on an object right here. We pop it into factor. One of them is going to be this, and one of them is going to not be that. And what we do is we're going to pop ourselves in a color ramp. Really low dimension. Oh, I didn't plug it in. That's why it's not showing anything. I'm like, what is going on? This should work. Why isn't this working? What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing here? We're missing something. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. And now we're going to make really dedicated blocks. Now you go here and the ground should... So now there should be a ground texture with stones sticking out. And we're going to invert it. This is it. Look at that. Now look at that. Now we just got to get the stones looking good. So we just want to make nice looking stones. A little bit of grouting on the edge of the stones is fine, and then lacronicity to bring them down. think we've goofed this. New idea. I got a new idea. New idea how to do this. Brand new concept. Never before seen concept. We're going to plug this color ramp into the transparency. And now we no longer need to worry about this. And now we just have stones. So if my brain does not love doing this arithmetic right now. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab you and we're gonna extrude straight up to make 3D stones. We might need to do some edge stuff to keep it from overlapping a little bit, but we'll get there. That looks bad. No, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, 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 back. Back, 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 back. How are we gonna solve this? It's so close to being correct. It's so close to being right, but I think it's wrong. Did you watch Squid Game? I did not. I don't really keep up with shows too well, if I'm being perfectly honest. I have a hard time with stuff like that. Not that I don't want to. It's just, in my life right now, there is too much going on. I am deep in the thralls of existential dread at all times. And dealing with that is really quite a lot. So when I can afford a minute to do things, usually it's not ingesting too much media. Usually it's going on a hike. I've been hiking a lot lately, is what I've been doing. I've been out and about. Oh, fun fact. Actually, I do too normally, but the amount of people talking about it made me had to see it. Also, not get spoilers. True. Maybe we need to redeem that sends you to smell the roses or work out or take a hike. You don't need to redeem that. I'll do it automatically. I go take hikes often. I love me a hike. I'm a hike guy. They call me Mr. Hike Guy. This is going to be spread so thin that it probably shouldn't even matter unless the lacronicity is high enough. I know it doesn't look that great. I'm kind of struggling with how to make this last little bit work. It's good you've been out and about, for sure. I think it's easy to get caught up in, like, just sitting in your room all the time and just doing stuff. And I'm such a computer person that I will just, like, sit on my computer, like, all day, every day. So having a little excuse to go out and be a human for a while is nice. So speaking of hiking, yesterday I went out for a little hike, as you do. I was out on my little hike, and there was this gazebo is cute though. Yeah, I like the gazebos. While I was out on my hike, there was a little Okay, so the way that my hike works is there's a trail. It's a bike trail. So you pull your car up to a parking lot, you get out and you take the bike trail, and people go down the bike trail, and it's like 20 miles in one direction, which is good. I like biking. I'm a big fan of biking. But right at the beginning of the trail, there's a bunch of woods that you can go into, and they're deep. Like you can get lost in those woods. And I am a woods kind of guy. That's how I grew up. I grew up in the woods. I grew up with friends who got lost in the woods. Like, that's just me. That's just the kind of person I am. I love a wood. Big fan of those wood things that we all talk about every now and again. And so I go to the woods instead of going on the bike trail for the most part. And being in the woods, you don't see a lot of people. People don't really go to the woods. So in my experience, I've seen maybe like 5 people in the woods before. It's just not common. It's really not common. And yesterday, I was deep in the woods. I was way out in the woods. And while I'm way out there, there's just this little fairy girl. She had like Ramona flowers dyed blue hair. And she had this rainbow My Little Pony style backpack or something on. I don't know what it was. And she was just out in the middle of the woods just doing her own thing. And so when you approach people in the woods, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go, hello, because otherwise people think you're going to murder them. So I'm like, hey, what's up? And the moment she like hears me, she turns, she whips over and looks at me, and she takes off into the woods. And I was like, okay. I get it, because the world's a scary place. But also I'm like, I need a flag or something that's like, I don't assault women. Like, I'm good. I don't know. You can't prove that you're not scary, but it's like you need a way to prove that you're not scary. If you come to New Hampshire, we can go see Castle in the Sky. All right, I'm coming to New Hampshire. I'll come room with you for a little bit. Okay, before I get lost in that, I was supposed to do something. What am I supposed to do? I have to make stones on the ground. Let's make little stones. Why not? Rock generator. Number of rocks. Let's make 5 rocks. There's a fly that's buzzing around me, which means that the house is dirty, and now I'm getting upset because I've been cleaning a lot. And you never know where they are running. Maybe they had some sort of drugs or were growing some sort of drug out there. I mean, it's possible. They had the uniform for it, for sure. But yeah, I'm always just like a little like... I always want to just like tell people like, I'm cool, man. Like, I'm a freedom fighter. At the end of the day, I've been a freedom fighter my whole life. Like, last thing I'm into is being a weirdo. And I guess you don't get to be the person to choose that, so fair. Like, you don't get to be the person that says, I'm not weird. Like, that's what weird people do. So I guess fair. But, you know, I just kind of wish people weren't so frightened of each other in public. That's so scary. That's such an unfortunate thing about our world. Being scared of peeps because you're worried that they're going to, like, attack you is just frightening. I mean, I get scared of people sometimes. Like, I get it. Shed the big scary man trope. I think you were roughly the same height as me. 6'3". Yep, I am 6'2". So makes just about the same sense. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a scary looking dude sometimes. Out in the woods, you don't want to see a guy like this. Me wearing sweatpants, sweating my butt off. Haven't showered in like a day. Yeah, you don't want to see me in the woods. I totally get it. But yeah, anyway, so that was my experience with a fairy yesterday. She was very sweet, very cute. She had the look. If I had gotten the opportunity, I would have loved to ask what she was up to. Because like I said, I don't see a lot of people hiking out in those woods. So if she was hiking, that's cool. I'd have been like, hey, you want to be hiking buddies? Then you don't have to run from dudes anymore. Bring bread and honey next time? That's a true fact. Bring goat cheese. No fairy hates goat cheese. There's no such thing as a fairy that doesn't enjoy goat cheese. Okay, so we are 30 minutes over on our time today. What even is a schedule anymore? This looks really good, though. This little stone path looks great. I know I'm missing something. There was something else I was supposed to make along with this. What was I supposed to make? Okay, so now that that's all set up, let's do a little bit of this. Copy paste, bring you up over here, and we're going to give you a little bit of a rotate so it doesn't look obvious. That should do it. That looks great. Oh, perfect. Look at that little path. We're in. Oh, I was supposed to break off the front of the gazebo. That's what I'm supposed to do. I just touched my bunny ears and freaked out because I thought somebody was dangling their hair above me. I was like, hello? Okay, so we're supposed to break this off. Okay, let's do this. Last little bits. Almost done. No. Please be careful. Please be careful. You've worked this hard. Please be careful. Don't freak out at this part. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Okay, so what I really need to do... Oh, and I need to make grass. We're making grass. Grass it is. I'm getting some Instagram pings. My Instagram's kind of been taken off lately, so shout out to my Instagram. If you want to basically see more of this, go check out my Instagram. I can't promise that I'm the best 3D model in the world, because I'm definitely not. But we're getting there. We're pushing. I'm exploring new territory every day, so if you want to see growth, growth is what we got. Okay, so we still have this all settled, but that's fine. I'm less worried about that right now. We got ourselves a little weird contraption here that I will just delete. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, what is all this? Okay, so now we have an entrance to the gazebo. We will go with a single gazebo. I wanted to go through, but I don't want to make another path coming out the back, so I suppose that's why people make single gazebos. We gotta make grass, and then we're done. Make some grass. Ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da. What a game. What a lovely game. If anybody hasn't played Ape Escape, please do yourself a favor. Go play Ape Escape. It's literally the best game ever made. Like, they invented the analog, like, PS2 controller, and they're like, how can we use this? And they made a game that takes advantage of the PlayStation 2's analog controls. And it's just like the most fun thing ever. That's like the coolest thing about the PlayStation. The reason why PlayStation, I think, is better than Xbox, which is not a conversation that I want to super get into, but I think one of the main reasons it's better, quote unquote, is because of how willing they are to work with like their own technology instead of just being like, our games are good, which is the weirdest thing that consoles do, because consoles always lose the game war to PC. Wasn't the original Ape Escape on the PS1? Did the PS1 have analog controls? Because if so, then yes, you're correct. But it was the whole point of Ape Escape was that it used analog controls. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're correct. Grass. Let's name a couple of things real quick. You're gonna be ground. This is the messiest file I've ever made, but I was going kind of fast. They came later than the console itself, though. Oh, that's weird. You don't see that very often. The controllers for the PS5 is amazing when correctly lost on the games don't take advantage of it. What's up with the PS5 controller? What's so good about it? Okay, here we go. What we want to do is give it hair. This is going to be terrible. This is going to load so bad. Hair actually is not that bad. Okay, the hair is going to be a rendered object of grass. Please work. This is very hard to get a hold of. Okay, there's that. It's so much better than the PS4 controller. I love it on my PC. The gyro aim is surprisingly decent. When used correctly, the bottom triggers can have feedback, so it's like feeling a bow. Oh, that's crazy. I actually love that. That's like the one good thing that Apple has done in recent memory, as far as I'm concerned, is the haptic feedback on their touchscreen. Like, shout out to that. Also, my computer is very much over this right now. My computer is mad. She's like, please spare me. We tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of a lot of this stuff just for you. Just so we can focus on what we're looking at. Is that gonna work? Perfect. Okay, now we got grass all over the place. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. And now what we want to do is probably not object rotation, if I had to guess. Let's not do that. There is some haptic feedback and sound things too. They have a good robot game called Astro's Playroom, and it came with a system that shows off all the things. I love stuff like that. That is very cool. Very cool, Kanye. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna say 3 is fine, because I want them to touch. Now what we want to do is randomize the rotation a little bit, which is actually hard for me to figure out how to do. Randomize size just a little bit. I'm just going to type it in. Wow, my computer hates this. I hope it's not destroying everything on your end. Jitter amount. How do I randomize rotation? Is that a thing? That must be a thing, right? Rotation. There we go. Please don't freak out. Yeah, that'll do. We'll put that on 0.5, give it a bit of a weirdness to it. And now we can pop everything else back on, give it a color, and we're done. As far as I'm concerned. I'm willing to get rid of these backups. What else do I have? Cylinder. Cylinder is going to be gazebo top. Rocks, roof, upper, water. Yeah, we're done. Okay, now we shade it. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. Oh, I did it. Oh, we did it, folks. We did it. Okay, let's just master this. Just master this. This is just grass. Just grass. You just got to make grass work. Easy peasy. Just make some grass work. Some good old yellowy green grass. And we're going to add a lot of specular, a lot of sheen. And it's rough. Oh man, look at that. Okay, so we want to match the color maybe just a little bit more. Look at that. Wow, that is crazy good looking. Okay, so that guy really sticks out like a sore thumb when you think about it. So I think what that means is I need to do the rotation at 1. And do the children also have rotation applied to them? Looks like no. Am I dare gonna click interpolated? It looks a lot better. It looks a lot better that way. That's going to be how we have to do it. Yeah, okay. Boom. Done. Interpolated little mess of grass everywhere. Is that the best grass I've ever seen? No, of course not. But I'm not about to make a bunch of grass. So that's it. Now we have a stone. Stones are easy. They're just gray little lumps that are pretty rough with a good amount of specular, but the specular tint is high. Maybe there's less specular, actually, the more I'm thinking about it. No sheen. Clear coat. Nah, we're not going to worry about it. And we're going to add a little bit of a texture to you, and I am almost done. Wow, this is going to be like a full-length stream for once. We haven't done a 3-hour stream in 2 weeks. Lucky us. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop in a color ramp. And of course, we're going to do the exact same thing you always expect us to do, and it's that. And now we lower the black to get it kind of covered all over the place. And you know what? Actually, I prefer it maybe just being a real craggly rock. Just a little craggly rock. I wanted to add little bits to it, but I think I don't care. So we got a rock. Boom, 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 boom. And did I miss one? I might have clicked the ground by accident. No, I didn't. We did it. All's well that ends well. We plug ourselves in a color ramp right here. With that, we grab you one more time. We grab a little bit of this, like sandstone-y look. Plug ourselves in a random object node. And we say, how's it looking? How's it looking? Cooking? Boom. Some randomized rocks. Little random rocks. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now we do a roof and we're done. We are officially done after this. What a hassle this has been. So the roof. How do we want to do the roof? Roof is going to be... I have a new idea. Brand new idea. Brand new idea, never before seen. We're going to go ahead and throw on a little bump boy. With not that. With a wave texture coming from the point of origin. So I want it to be a Z, I think. No, but that does look good. Do I want that? Yeah, we're gonna do Z. Why not? Looks good enough for me. Yeah, that's perfectly good. That'll do perfect. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of a sine wave on this thing so it looks like it actually has some ridges to it. So it should look like... I don't love the way that looks, but sure, that'll do. Actually, copy that. Let's make this rust now. I ended up sketching random weird stuff from Pinterest after a long period of not drawing. I like that. How, There we go. We're back. She got angry for a little bit. That was weird. Copy that. Big copy. Press Control C like 20 times. Go to Rusty Metal. Paste. So what did you make? What did you end up drawing? We're gonna do a mix RGB on here. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Oh, that looks good. That looks so good. I don't know why it's shaped so weirdly. So we're gonna do like a 0.3 just to keep that kind of consistent. Random images, a cat, a dog, some gestures, some faces. Are they worth posting? Are they good enough to post? Dare I say that looks pretty good? Dare I say I kind of love the way this looks? Let's just color it correctly. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, they are on Discord. All right, I will show them off before stream ends, if you remind me, because I probably will forget, because that's who I am. But I will try to remember to show them off before stream ends, because that sounds really lovely. Thank you for doing that. Okay, I'm going to say that's done. The only other thing I'd really like to do is make this wood darker. Nope, 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 nope. Don't do that. Maybe do this, spice it up a little bit. And lower that down again to where it was. I was playing with it earlier, but that's actually probably pretty good. I'm going to say that's our scene. Done. Is that 3 hours of effort? I don't know. I kind of lost it at the 2-hour mark. I went a little crazy, but, you know, I'd go adventure in this place. I'd go walk around here. The shading on the wood looks bad. That's the part I don't like. Why does the shading look so weird? Wait a minute. It's because I had sheen? Hold on. I've done weird wood this whole time. Looks a lot better. Maybe even add a little bit of clear coat to it. There we go. Okay, I like the way that looks. I'm going to say that's that. Dunzos. So I'm officially done. I can't bear to do any more of this. I am officially over it. So, let's show off Simo's stuff in Discord. Whoa, Simo, what on earth? Simo's got some lovely little dogs eating strawberries. Cat with a blanket or something. Arrow. This looks great. Beautiful. Cool. Okay. Thank you so much for posting that. We got some great stuff today. So, what comes next? I am going to save this. I am going to take a picture of this and post it on my Instagram in maybe a couple hours. But in the meantime, anybody who hasn't joined the Discord, please feel free to join the Discord. It's a lovely little place for us. And on a separate note, I am going to go raid somebody. Please go share the love around. It is a nice feeling to get raided. People really like it. It does a lot for people. So just go show somebody a little bit of love. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. So let me go ahead and see who we want to raid. Right off the bat, I am seeing Kana, and we really like Kana, so I'm going to go send you to Kana. Kana it is. You're going to Kana. So go say hi to Kana, go show some love, and then if you want to continue on with your day after that, go continue on with your day after that. You don't have to sit and stay. No worries there. So I will say peace to you all.